And welcome everybody. I think we're live. I think we made it. I did not have time to kind of schedule this tonight, so I am welcome, welcome, welcome. If this is your first time here, this is just kind of an informal, impromptu. We talk about anything you guys want to talk about, and tonight I've got some new bags to show you, so I'm kind of excited about that. But we'll let some people come in the room and see how we do, because I think I'm live. I'm not. Yeah, you never know with these things, but yes, I am. There I am, because Scott says so, right? Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, Scott. How are you? Hello, Sly and friends. Yeah, this was just kind of I'm late. Okay, fashionably late. I think I was 2 minutes late, so that still qualifies as fashionable, right? Yeah, kind of. Scott says your noise reduction is sent on. Your noise reduction sent on. Can you hear the air conditioner? If you can, I will get up and turn it off. So it's not the end of the world. It's getting a little warm in Oklahoma, but it's not the end of the world. So if you can hear the air conditioner, please let me know, and I'll get up and I'll just turn it off. So, because it is roaring and it is right next to the microphone. So, yeah, sorry about that. It does look like we're a little bit hot though. So is that better? I don't know. Let's see if Crispus says it's on. I think it says it's on. Maybe. I don't know. And there's Peter. How you doing, bud? Hiya. Who's that pretty girl there? That pretty girl is running late, but thank you for the compliment. Peter says, AC sounds wonderful. I feel cold. Yeah, well, you shouldn't be able to hear it. If you feel cold, that's great, but you shouldn't be able to hear it. So, are you being serious? Can you hear the AC? Because Crisp should be tuning all of that out. Crisp not working. That would be a good question, and I don't know how to turn it back on and off. So, oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Did it just get quieter? Did it just get quieter? Huh? See, there's all these little buttons, and you just have to be smarter than the computer and figure out which ones to push and which ones not to push. Therein lies the problem, folks. Peter says there should be no problem. I don't think it's anything to worry about. Well, it should be gone away now. I believe it has. Okay. So I'm not going to worry about it. But if it did miraculously go away, please let me know so I know I pushed the right button. Yeah, it's just kind of a thing. Okay. So amazing difference. Okay. Thank you, Scott. Thank you. Yes, it's the microphone is maybe 4 feet from the air conditioner. So yes, I'm sure it was picking it up roaringly loud. So yay crisp, right? Scott said crisp was mind-blowing, isn't it? Right? Instead of having the cartoons on in the background, we now have a roaring air conditioner, but it does keep me cool, so it's all good. Peter says, yep, just went silent. All is good. Awesome. Okay. So when I went on my trip last month, I did a lot of things wrong, but I hadn't flown in about 6 years. And so you forget, you kind of forget, like when you're trying things on at home. Hey, this isn't too heavy. I can carry this. And then you get to an airport and it's like 5 miles away and you're carrying, it's like you're in boot camp. You're carrying this backpack, and yeah, it gets progressively heavier as you go. So Peter says, now, if you could only shut me up like, well, I have a button for you too. Um, so when I got home, I really rethought the bags that I took. I paid for, okay, and this is, I'll tell you an analogy after I tell you this. I paid for a check bag, a carry-on bag, and a personal item. Okay. So I felt like I needed to use all three of those things. It was a package deal. And in that package deal, you also got priority boarding and you have to pick your seat and several other things. So I thought since I paid for all those, I should use all those. And my son equated it to, I bought a car that has 160 miles an hour on the speedometer, but I'm not using all of that. And so now I'm going to start driving 160 because I paid for that car and I want to use all that it has to offer. I get it. Yeah. So the next time I fly, which will probably be next month, I am just going to take a carry-on and a personal item. No checked bag. I took way too many clothes too, and I really, I don't know how that happened because I laid everything out. I counted 7 days. I really thought I had that a lot closer than it was. Apparently, I could have been gone 12 days and I would have been fine. Yeah. But I digress. So, packing lighter and only taking a carry-on and a personal item. Okay. But I do still want to take my laptop. I still need to take enough clothes for a week. And so it kind of becomes traveling is a give and take. I much prefer traveling in my car because you can pack the biggest bag that you want, you put it in the back of the truck, and if you have forgotten something and you have to run back inside and get, you know, something that you forgot, like I don't know what it would be, but whatever. You can always pack another bag and throw it in the back of the truck. So you're not restricted to sizes. You're not restricted to what size shampoo bottle you can take. Oh my good God. Whoever came up with this, I don't know. I understand that liquids weigh more in some cases than other things, but really, who you're going to be gone a week and you're supposed to use a shampoo bottle this big. Now, I don't have a lot of hair. What about these people that do? Oh my goodness. Anyway, and I understand. I get it. You can buy the stuff when you get to your destination and then just throw it away when you leave. I get that. I get all of that. I don't stay in a hotel when I am going to be gone for a week. I usually stay with friends. So, um, yeah, hotels have those little bottles and they will replenish them daily if you ask them nicely. But I digress. So, my next trip, I'm going to be taking little man with me, and I promised him a plane ride. It's not going to be a long plane ride because I don't think he's up for it. I think a 3-hour plane ride on a 4-year-old would probably be a bit much. So, but I think he will really enjoy walking through the airport, going through security, getting on the plane, taking off, landing, and walking through a different airport, right? I think he will really enjoy that procedure because he's 4. Okay. I don't enjoy that procedure so much, but I will do it for him. So I had to rethink how I want to take my bags. We're not going to be gone, but maybe 3 days. We'll probably need 3 outfits. Okay. 2 nights, 3 days. And I do want to take my laptop, which I'm just going to tell y'all all the things that I screwed up on. So I was very meticulous and thought this out way ahead of time. Had a video that I made just so I could edit it on the plane, have something to do for those 3 hours. I used to take a book and I'd read the whole book and then I'd have to buy another book when I got there for the ride back. And I'm thinking, I can edit the video. Yes, it'll be on a screen this big, but glasses, this will work. Okay. Made sure it was on the right SD card. Made sure I had the SD card reader that would plug into the computer. Made sure that the computer was fully charged. So you would think I did everything right, right? Yeah, that's what I thought, right? Until I get on the plane and I get everything out and I am ready to go and I don't have Final Cut Pro installed on my laptop. Now, there is no internet up in the air. So then I had to put everything back in the case and enjoy the scenery. And it was dark. We flew at night, so there wasn't a lot of scenery to see until we got it. We were coming in to the airport. Then, yeah, and you saw the lights of the city. But yeah, so I had everything meticulously planned. I just forgot to install the program on my laptop. Guess what's installed on my laptop now? Yes, sirree, it is. So, I don't know what that was. So, when I got home, the backpack I took was not very conducive to, it was kind of on the big side. It was kind of on the bulky, cumbersome side. And I think I've already told you I picked the wrong seat coming back and I didn't have a seat in front of me. So the stewardess had to take my backpack with my laptop and all my stuff in it, and which instilled a little bit of anxiety, but we made it through. So anyway, I come home. My favorite bags, I think, one of my top favorite bags are Alpaka. So I went to look on their website to see if they had a bag that would have handled things a little bit better. Plus, now remember, I'm losing a great big, huge suitcase. Okay. The carry-on I took was that duffel bag that is a garment bag and it folds up and it's really cool. No wheels. That's a problem. Carrying that thing through the airport. Heavy backpack, carrying that thing through the airport. And I had a big check bag. So I've definitely got to really downsize to make this work, but I think I can. So anyway, I came home and I started researching this, and this is what I found. Yeah. Okay. Those are sound effects. I don't know if Chris knocked those out or not, but anyway, that was my karate type sound effect. Anyway, so this is what I found. This is the Alpaka. It's an Elements, and I just went brain dead as far as what the name is, but it's their roll top, and it was on sale. This is a 35-liter bag. Bet you I can get all my stuff in here. So it looks like it's, because it's squished. All backpacks come squished. I didn't know if you guys knew that. Now, camera bags, not so much, because they've got the camera cube built into them or inside of them, so they can't really squish them down too much. But just regular backpacks, they all come squished. I don't care who they're made by. Yeah, they're all pretty much squished. But this one, it's big. But it has some features that are kind of airport friendly. So it has the 2 water bottle pockets, two, which, since I'm going to be traveling with little man, that'll be just absolutely perfect. This front part, and okay, I was actually screaming at you, wasn't I? I'm so sorry. The air conditioner just shut off, and I realized that I've been talking really, really loud, and I apologize. I hope you guys turned your volume way down. This front part is kind of an admin pouch. So anything that and it doesn't go down like very deep. I don't know if you can see that or not. It only goes down a little bit past this, right? And that's because there is another somewhat hidden pocket right here. It's not hidden, it's discreet. Okay. And it has a little zipper right here. Everything's backwards. And it doesn't go down really very far either, but it would be a good place to keep, like, because what I noticed was I had to show my ID like 3 times. And I thought I just had to show it once. So I showed it to the little girl, put it back in its little case, put it away. And then when I got to TSA, I had to show it again. And then when I got to the ticket gate, I had to show it again. So I kept having to pull this thing out. And each time I thought, okay, well, they know who I am now, so I don't need this again. Wrong. Very wrong. I did so many things wrong on this flight. It's amazing that I made it and made it with my luggage. But so this little pocket down here would come in handy, except you would have to take said bag off to access that or any of this. And so I'm currently looking. I have a roller suitcase that meets the carry-on criteria, but I really would like to get a rolling duffel bag that has a pocket somewhere around the top area just for my ID, so I can just don't have to take backpack off. I can just whip it out and beep, beep, right there it is. So I think we've got some more people coming in. So let's see who's here. Jim's here. Hey, Sly, been a minute. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, Jim. How are you doing? So I know you travel on airplanes all the time, but I don't, and I screwed it up. About as big as you can, excuse me, about as big as you can screw it up. So I came home and started researching things, and I found this Alpaka bag. It's really got some cool features for just for traveling. It's probably too big for like an everyday carry unless you're a whole lot bigger than I am. Like I think his name's George Defined. He's like 6'4", and maybe it's George Undefined. I don't know, but he's a ginormous mountain of a man. This would probably look really adequate on him, right? On me, it's definitely she's traveling. Yes. So I'm glad you're here, Jim. Randy says, don't forget to give a like, everyone. Hello, everyone. Thank you. Yes, Randy, thank you for reminding everyone, because I forget. So thank you. And Mookie made it. Hello there, Randy. Hi, Mookie. How are you? I'm so glad you made it. You must be off tonight, or you're watching at work. And Carlos made it. Hey, Sly. Hey, everyone. How are you doing, sir? My next trip may be to LA, and I want to be a little bit, I want to seem like a little bit more of a seasoned flyer than somebody carrying around all this big stuff. But on the plus side, there was probably more people on the plane that were fumbling like me than not. So I didn't really feel completely like out of place, but yeah. And Randy's saying hey to Mookie. Mookie's saying hey to Carlos. Mookie says, I've been enjoying your look at the Nikon 1. Yes. I really like the one where you compared it with the Sony. Was it a Sony point and shoot? It was a Sony something, I think. I think it was a point and shoot. Tell me if I'm wrong, because I may be. But it looked like a point and shoot. Mookie said that bag must be checked, Sly, or can it fit in an overhead? No, this can fit in an overhead. Actually, this this can be your personal item. It's I thought it was too big, but with the roll top compressed down, and it's got like this strap, you can compress this thing down to where it qualifies as a personal item. However, you guys know me by now, and you know that I can, well, okay, so let me show you why I thought this was such a good thing. So it will hold a laptop. In fact, my laptop may be in here now because yes, it is. Let me see if I can do this. Maybe, baby. See if we can get this camera on working. Okay, so this thing It does not come with this laptop sleeve. That's a boundary sleeve that I just keep my laptop in because this is so big it would just swallow my laptop. But it is like padded and everything. But through this compartment, you have access to the roll top area, which I thought was really quite handy because you can unzip this without having to like completely destroy the roll top. But if you completely destroy the roll top, which is a magnetic, if I zip everything up, it would work so much better. Okay, this is one of those magnetic buckles that I can never open. It really does open, guys. And I have trouble with it every single time. It's for left-brained people who are right-handed, and I am left-handed. So there's that. But once you open this thing, and I hope that it's got a zipper. And inside, look how cavernous that is. That will easily hold 2 large packing cubes and a small one. Or let's see, 2 medium packing cubes and a small one. I mean, it's just ginormous. So because of that, I really think I can get by with that and a, where am I at here? I really think I can get by with that and like a duffel bag, uh, especially for 3 days. I mean, yeah, how many clothes do you need, right? We will be going swimming, so I do need, like, a bag for the wet gear and stuff like that. However, Alpaka was having a really good sale, and, I'm kind of a sucker for sales. So I picked up the next size down. This is basically the same bag without the roll top. It's a little bit smaller. It feels a lot smaller, but the dimensions, if you took off the roll top of the other one, the dimensions are really close to the same. Again, it has the exact same admin pocket, just like the other one. I did pick up 2 of the hub clips just because I'm a nerd and I just think these are really cool. They just kind of, it's a magnet. Yeah, I'm a nerd. Okay, we all know that. So, um, I just thought they were kind of cool. So anyway, I picked up some of those. It does have the admin pouch exactly like the other one. It's got the discreet pocket underneath, just like the other one. The only thing it doesn't have is the roll top. So, and it doesn't have a separate laptop compartment. So it will hold the laptop. Easy peasy. This looks exactly the same as the laptop compartment on the other one. However, this is, I can unzip this. This is the main part of the bag right here. So again, it's quite, I don't have an overhead light set up, I'm sorry, but it is quite big inside there. So you probably could get 2 medium packing cubes, or you could get all your tech stuff. But the thing I like about this one is it has this little pocket on the top. Now it does take up space from the inside of the bag, but it's fleece lined. It's you guys can't see that at all. Ha ha. Um it is fleece lined, it's black, but it is really soft. So you could put your phone and your ID that you have to pull out 90,000 times, 3 times. You could put those in there, but you still have to take the backpack off. So I am still looking for a duffel bag that I can keep my ID in. Just that. I don't mind taking the bag off to get like money out and stuff, but just for my ID that you have to keep showing and showing and showing. Yes, I would like something that I didn't have to take on and off all the time. So this is like the medium, and this is, I believe it's called the Elements Pro, maybe. I don't know why they call it a Pro. That there have been several people that have questioned the naming of this, but yeah. So what's kind of started this whole thing was, I like small and compact for like daily use. I've took that recycled firefighter bag, and it now lives in my truck, and it has stuff in it that, like, it has a bigger first aid kit, and it has what else does it have in it? It has my Bluetooth speaker, and it has it just has stuff that can stay in the truck that I don't feel I need to carry back and forth. Okay, so it just kind of lives in the truck now, and it is doing phenomenal. It's still, I love that bag for a truck bag, right? It's a little too, what's the word? It's a little too rugged looking to be like my daily carry. I like something just a little more polished. Not a lot, okay, but just a little bit. It's a little bit too rugged looking for me. Okay. So my Osprey, I think it's a 13 liter. It's a Daylight. I love, love, love that bag. But it's got a few little things that I would like to change about it. So when Alpaka came out with, this is their little Metro. Isn't this cute? It's perfect. This is like, I think it's 12 liters, and it's got so many of the same features, kind of, sort of, that the bigger ones do, but this one's small enough I can carry it with me every day. So I've got some stuff in here. Now, one of the things I'm not thrilled with this one about, and I would take the medium-sized one if little man and I was going around the town, is the water bottle pocket is on the inside on this one. So, not crazy about that, but it's okay. And when he's not with me, it's a wonderful place just to put my little tripod. It has got just enough room on the inside to be like a daily carry thing. And then for my daily backpacks, I usually take a little sling bag to take into like the grocery stores and stuff that just has money and my phone, and that's about it. It does have a laptop sleeve that is big enough for my 13-inch. So I would feel comfortable about that. And with the water bottle in here, you lose about half of this. So I just have a little pouch on the other side. But it actually expands out pretty wide, and you can get quite a bit in there. More than you would think. Now, one of the reasons I like this bag is you can sling it over one shoulder, and you have access to this front compartment. And in this front compartment is kind of a magical area. It's got a lot of storage in this front compartment. But when you do fill this up, it does kind of it makes the bag look not so thin and sleek. It makes it look a little bit bulky. So I usually only I'll put like my it's not really a tech pouch, guys. It has chapstick and scissors and things like that in it. So it's like a mom pouch, okay? And I put that in the front. And it makes it just a little bit bulgy, but not bad. Not bad. So this is what started this Alpaka journey, was the Metro bag. And then I got the roll top, and then I got the Elements. So I think I'm pretty much set on which bag to take to the airport and which bag to carry with me, like on a daily. So we'll see. Let's see. Randy says, where was I? Mookie, I have to wait for the mail to come in before I can finish the review of the Nikon 1. Okay. And the Sony RX100 VA point and shoot. Okay. Yes. I get my numbers mixed up because I'm really not in the Sony fan club. If it was a Canon, I probably would know all the numbers. Maybe. I'm sure they have some I am not familiar with. Jim says, don't feel out of place. I travel all the time and I fumble most of the time, right? That is one thing I noticed was that now it's hard to say unless you talk to people how often they travel, but there was a lot of fumbling going on. So um, I I didn't feel like I was that far out of place with most of the other passengers, but it just bothered me because yeah, I look like an idiot, but that's okay. Mookie says, "Are you going to fill it with packing cubes?" Absolutely. I've already got a game plan. Which, by the way, any of you guys who are interested in packing cubes, that suited Nomad, and I don't think. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I have a card. So in there, I don't really remember which one this came in, but I think they just randomly put these in. They put it in for a card in for a free gift, and then you scan this QR code on the back. And I kind of thought it was a little hokey, really, because you don't put your address or your name or anything like that in there. When you scan it, I guess it takes you to your Amazon order. So I guess they know who you are. Well, anyway, they sent me an email asking for my address so they could send my free gift. And they did, and I don't know what I did with it. Actually, I do. This is my free gift. And these are really nice. I was actually kind of amazed, and they came like I think I got them in 3 days. So that was a really win-win. So I'm highly sold on this company. I had already been using I took their packing cubes with me to Las Vegas, and I already like them, but this just made me like them more because now I have their email. And so if I have a problem, I could email them, which these are not expensive packing cubes, so I probably wouldn't. I would just buy another set. But I have their email, so I can if I need to. But anyway, they sent me these shoe pouches. Now, they're not compression or anything like that, but they do keep your shoes off your other clothes. And I have always, so you pack all your clothes in there, and now I use packing cubes. So you pack all your packing cubes in there, and then you turn your shoes upside down so that the dirty part doesn't get on your clothes, right? Or you try to fit them along the sides and you end up squishing them. And forget about, now, I'm from Oklahoma. We wear boots year long, right? It's just a thing we do. And I'm no exception. If I've got jeans on, more often than not, I've got boots on, right? And I wear jeans a lot. So that'll tell you I wear boots a lot. When you're traveling, boots are not good in a suitcase. So that means you have to wear them, right? And then when you get there, like Las Vegas is not really a boot scooting place, a boot scooting place. So I had tennis shoes and they were packed, down around the sides or upside down or whatever. So these will make it so much nicer because you can just put them in and keep them away from your clothes, away from your packing cubes. And they sent me 2 small ones, which honestly, and I did try these out, I can get 2 pair of tennis shoes in one bag. So I'm not sure who has feet this big. It's not this girl. And I can get a pair of boots in this bag. This is like a big major bag. In fact, I turned, one boot like this and the other boot like this, and I could actually get a pair of slippers on top. So these are really nice, and they just sent them to me as my free gift. So I think these came in the waterproof ones. I think. Now, don't hold me to that because I'm not 100% sure. But this waterproof one that I use for swimsuits, I'm pretty sure one of the cards came in that. But I got another card in with these. So I think they just send them out kind of randomly. But if you're looking for packing cubes, you might try the Suited Nomad. To me, they're 100% identical to the Tripped, except they're a little bit bigger. So like for every, like this is the Tripped small, and this is the Suited Nomad small. And I think you can kind of see, if I can get them right. So you can kind of see the Suited Nomad all the way around the Tripped. It's just a little bit bigger. So it's not really a deal breaker, but there's my spiel for Suited Nomad. Um, I really like that when companies add value when you don't expect it. So, yeah. Uh, Mookie says I got my answer. Uh, Randall is probably waiting on more lenses, right? Mookie says, how much do those bags differ from the Wandered? How much do those bags differ from the Wandered? Well, so let me tell you something, Mookie. Wandered is having a really, really good sale right now. And you know I love my Wandered stuff, right? And so I was really tempted to pull the trigger on a 21 because I have the Wandered Light. Yes. Um, and I like this bag. It's heavy for starters. Empty. It's got some heft to it. But the thing that I my only complaint about this one, this bag was made, I believe the 31 liter was the original design. Okay. And then they made a smaller version for the 21 and then the smallest for the light. But they didn't redesign it. They just kind of shrunk everything down. So my issue with this is if you don't have load lifters, now this is on the light. I don't have the 21 or the 31 or the 41. But if you don't use load lifters to raise these straps up, I don't know if you can see that because it's so black, but you have to raise the straps up because this is where the straps end and you still have bag up here. So it sits really, really low. Not a huge fan of that. Now with the load lifters, it's a complete game changer. It completely changes how the bag sits on your back. And I can't say enough good things about it at that point. The light does not have as many little hidden features as the 21 and the 31. I don't know about the 41. I've never really looked into that very much. But they, and I do love the magnets up here. But and it does have the little Heidi pocket up here. It just doesn't have one on the side or on the back. And the 21 and 31 has like a little Heidi zipper pocket under the luggage pass-through. And then it's got a little thing on the side. So a few differences. Also, the light does not have a removable camera cube. The 21, the 31, and I don't know about the 41, but I know the 21 and the 31, you have to buy a camera cube separate. So it is more of just a backpack. So I know some of you guys are diehard camera backpack guys. Okay, you have to have a camera bag for your camera. I get that. I completely 100% understand. I have moved away from that to where I'm not using camera bags anymore because I have cases for all of my cameras. They pack better in like separate where everything is not in a dedicated camera bag. It gives me more room for other stuff. And so it for me, and now remember, all of my cameras are small. So you guys that have these big cameras, you probably need a camera bag. I'm not saying don't use a camera bag, Okay, please, please, please don't think I'm saying don't use a camera bag, because if you've got some of these bigger cameras like Randy and Peter and Jim has a big camera, then you guys probably need something dedicated for your cameras. Okay, but my cameras are tiny. In fact, I don't even know where they are right now. But the one that I carry daily is in this. This will go anywhere in a backpack. I don't need a camera bag for this. Here's the batteries. That's it. And I have tested out many, many microphones. I cannot find one that makes this camera sound better than the built-in. So I don't even carry a microphone if I'm carrying this camera. I don't know. I don't know right off the top of my head what I did with my other cameras. Um, but they're all in these little pouches. Even the M6. I have a little hard shell pouch, and that thing it's not much bigger than this. It's a little taller maybe, but it's a hard shell case, and it just fits in a backpack anywhere. You know, backpacks have lots of little pockets and what have you, and so it just fits in anywhere, and I can carry all my other stuff. So because I did almost pull the trigger on the 21 litered Wandered, because they're having a really good sale. So if you're interested in any Wandered tech pouches, bags, whatever, now is a really good time. I wish I knew where that was. Oh, yes, right here. I did find a use for the medium tech pouch that surprised me, because I had not thought, and I haven't seen anybody use it for this. But uh, let's put this on. So this is, well, it didn't work. How about that? Okay, this is the medium tech pouch. This is like the original one that I ever bought. And I put my extra lens in here, right? And it just, the way this thing accordions, it's got like, you can't really see that at all. Okay, it's got like two good sized pockets. This is that, yeah, this is that Mikey, I think that's how you say it, Meike 35 millimeter manual lens, but it's like a 1 point, I think it's a 1.4, I think. Um, I took this one to Las Vegas, and I got some really, really good shots. This thing is the clearest lens ever, and I cannot possibly read that. Yeah, there's no way I could read that. Oh well. I think it's 35 1.4. But anyway, stupid, stupid clear lens. It's specifically made for the M cameras. Um, it wasn't like real expensive, but this thing, it's amazing. Now, this is you have to be behind the camera because it's a manual focus. So, but I got some amazing pictures with this lens. And so I took it. It also weighs probably more than any of my other lenses. In fact, it probably weighs close to twice as much as what I think this the 11 to 22 weighs. But these Wander Tech pouches are great for storing a couple of lenses. And then you have, you could actually probably get 3 lenses in the medium tech pouch. And they're on sale right now. So if have been interested in any Wandered gear, check out their website, because they're having, I don't know how long it's going to last. I'm sure it's probably for Father's Day, but they're having a fantastic sale right now. So give them a check out. So Mookie, to answer your question, the Wandered bags are a whole lot heavier than the Alpaka. The Alpaka is more of a, I'm going to say business casual, whereas the Wandered is more of a casual. So I wouldn't be scared to take it on a hike. I don't think it would be the most comfortable hiking bag I have. But the reason I was going to pull the trigger on the 21 is because it doesn't have an internal camera cube. It's just like a backpack. And that's kind of what I was wanting. I wish I could now I can take the inserts out, but you still have that frame that's padded. And so I kind of wanted to see what the 21 was like. Yeah, so there's that. Jim says, I need a shoe pouch. I use shopping bags. Well, shopping bags would probably work, but Jim, these are really nice. Now, I don't know how big your feet are, but these bags are, I don't know anyone, even my son who wears an 11 and a half, his shoes I don't think are this big. That's a big bag for 2 shoes. I don't know. It just seems like maybe. I mean, his shoes are pretty big, but yeah, these are actually really nice. They're ventilated because that's mesh, and I don't know how much these cost. I have not looked them up, so I do apologize for that. Didn't know we were going to really talk about shoe bags, but um, but they're the same material as their packing cube. And so they feel really durable. The zippers feel really nice. So you might check them out. I think they're only sold on Amazon, but it's Suited Nomad. So Peter says, I can travel totally on shopping bags. Not that I go anywhere. Yeah, try checking a shopping bag at the airport, right? Or taking a shopping bag through, I guess you could take it through security. I don't know why not. But I wouldn't want to carry a laptop in a shopping bag. So, yeah, right, Mookie? I agree. Plastic or paper, Peter? Scott says a good quality grocery bag will definitely hold that precious 135 2-liter, right? Yes, a good quality grocery bag. Not like the ones you get at Walmart, okay? Scott's talking about like those grocery stores that deliver. Well, I guess Walmart delivers now too, don't they? Jim says for a while, Kroger, Albertsons elsewhere, charged 10 cents for plastic grocery bags, but they were thick. So bought several and used those, but now they're back to the free thing. Yeah. So we used to have a grocery store in Tulsa named Petty's Fine Foods, and they would deliver your groceries, and they delivered them in these really, it was almost like, I'm trying to think who still uses those, like the really thick plastic, not like a grocery, it wasn't like a grocery bag. It was like something used to get when you would buy clothes or something. It was the really thick plastic. But yeah, they went out of business. Go figure. And there's Mr. Camera Junkie. Hi, everyone. Hey, Lewis, how you doing? And there is Mr. Lazuka himself. Sly, I love you. Well, I love you too, buddy. Sly, do you live in... Oh, Atlanta. No. I'm in Oklahoma. Yeah, I know. I was told last night that some of the things that we say in Oklahoma, if you're not from Oklahoma, they say in other parts of the country. Like, bless your heart, right? They say that in Georgia quite a bit. So, no, I do not live in Atlanta. I live in Oklahoma. So he's Lewis saying hello to everybody. And there's Roy. How you doing, bud? You looked good the other night. I saw you on somebody's live stream. Can't remember now whose. Jeffrey, maybe? You were talking about cameras. You look good. I'm thinking a Macy's bag, possibly Victoria's Secrets. I think you're right. I think Victoria's Secret still uses those thick plastic, really nice bags. And those would be fine for shoe bags too. But, if you want to look a little more professional in case anybody ever looks in your luggage, like, why would they do that? I don't know. I'm the only one who looks at my luggage. So, yeah, it's just for me. Yeah. And Mookie's saying hello to Lewis. Lewis is saying, I'm great, and yourself? I was running a little bit late tonight, but like 2 minutes, but it's all good. So, yeah, you think, most normal people think that 9 o'clock at night, you would be kind of winding down, kind of ending your day, and I'm just getting mine started. So, I got off work at 7 o'clock this morning, and have slept most of the day. So I'm just kind of starting my day. And I was kind of running late, as a lot of people do it at the beginning of their day, right? Yeah. And Mookie's saying hi to Mr. Camera Junkie. And Lewis is saying, where in Oklahoma? You'll never find it. I'm in a very small town called Muskogee. And if you look it up on a map, it's not how it's spelled. But I'm south of Tulsa. Tulsa's on the map. Tulsa and Oklahoma City. So, yes, I'm in what they call green country, because it rains here so much that everything's green, which is great. And it's beautiful. And I have 5 lakes around me, and it's wonderful. Except it rains a lot. And a lot of times it's on my days off. So, my yard right now hasn't been mowed in 2 weeks because it rained all my last days off. It rained every day. So Mookie is saying, how are things down under, to Roy? I thought of something from Australia the other day, Roy, and I was going to ask you about it. And now I've got that old timer's disease where I cannot for the life of me remember what it was. But it was something, I think it was made in Australia. Perhaps. So I was going to ask you about it, but now, yeah. Lewis says, are you in the South? Sort of. I mean, you know how big Texas is, right? Texas is like a country, all of it its own. It's huge. And then Oklahoma is right above Texas. So, no, we're not like the South, like Alabama and Georgia. And what's interesting to me is you can't get any more south than Florida, right? But they don't sound like they're from the South at all. So everybody talks about that Southern accent. Well, Florida is about as south as you can get, and they don't have a Southern accent. So, yeah, what is up with that? And Lewis is saying hi to Mookie. Mr. Camera Junkie's waving at Mookie. Scott said, Merle Haggard had a hit song about your town. Yes, he did. Okie from Muskogee. And all the things that in that song that he said they don't do, they do. Don't believe songs. Yeah. Roy says to Mookie, still big down under, right? Roy says, Atomos. I think it was a bag that was made in Australia. Like it was like their factory is in Australia. They design it and they build it in Australia. So they don't ship it out to China or Vietnam or where a lot of these bags are made. So Vietnam is a really big bag area now, to where U.S. companies, China companies are having their bags made in Vietnam instead of in China. So, but this one was actually designed and built in Australia. So, Lewis says, oh, you're near Texas. I've never been there at all. Wow. Yeah, Texas is huge. Like to cross Oklahoma, it's 6 hours to go from the east side of the state to the west side of the state. And there's a highway that runs all the way through. To cross Texas, it's about a 10-hour drive. And to go north and south, it's about 10 hours. So Texas is absolutely huge. It's like every other state is this big, right? And then we had all this land left over, and they're just like, okay, well, we'll just give all that to Texas. So Texas is like this big, right? and they have completely different laws than the rest of the country. And I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think they charge income. Uh, I don't think they have income tax. It's like state income tax, which almost everywhere else does. So, uh, Lewis says we are barely part of the U.S. down here. Yeah, and y'all don't talk like you're in the South. So that Southern accent, y'all don't have that. We Oklahomans have more of a Southern accent than Floridians. Yeah. Lewis says, "What did you pack on your trip? Did you overpack or underpack, and what would you do differently?" Oh, Lewis, I hugely, hugely overpacked. And what was funny, I laid out on my bed. I was going to be gone for 7 days. So I laid out. I'm wearing obviously one outfit on day one to fly to I've got to have clothes on. Didn't go to the airport naked. So that's outfit number one. And then outfit number seven was, I believe, I'm sorry, outfit number 8 was the day I came back. Okay. So I really only had to have like 6 outfits. And somehow, and I don't know how, because I laid everything out. Okay, this is what I'm going to wear this day and this day. And I laid everything out. Somehow, I came back with 6 extra shirts. So at some point in the night, between when I packed and the next day, which I was still packing the next day, and that might explain some of it, gremlins came in and put in extra shirts and extra shorts. I came back with 2 extra pair of jeans, 2 extra pair of shorts, and 6 shirts and some underwear and socks that I didn't wear. So I could have stayed another week and probably been just fine. I really don't know how that happened, because I had a game plan. My thought process was on this. Yeah, it didn't work. So I'm thinking this is my new thought process. If I don't take a checked bag, because those checked bags they're huge. They're big. You can get I even took a tripod. Okay? A big, not a travel tripod. I took a big full-size tripod. So my thought process is, if I reduce the bag, I can't possibly overpack. We will see. And I will let you know how that goes. But that is my thought process. If you have a smaller bag, you can only fit so much. And obviously you can't take a tripod. Okay. But I'm very, very glad I took it, because I did get some wonderful shots. And like I said, I used that 35 millimeter manual lens it's not a good lens for holding the camera, because you think you're holding it just as steady as you possibly can, and you breathe and you end up moving just a little bit, right? So it's a fantastic lens for mounting it on a tripod, being behind the camera so that you can fine tune it and get it just perfectly in focus, and then taking the picture. What I did was I actually set the camera on where it takes the picture in 10-second intervals, and it takes like, I think 10 of them. And these are so much fun, because you center the subject that you're wanting to center on, and then I would go push the button, and I'd go and run and sit down next to her, and then I'd be like, "Okay, smile. Now you have to hold that for 10 seconds." And you'd hear the camera click. And then it's really hard to sit still with a certain look on your face for 10 seconds. And so we got a lot of pictures of us laughing, and there was 3 of us. And so we got a lot of pictures of us laughing and goofing around, and those are priceless, and they're all in focus. So yeah, that was I'm really, really glad I took the tripod for that. But I probably won't take it again, I'll just take like more candid shots. And honestly, my little point and shoot, uh, it really did a phenomenal job. So we were kind of GI Joeing some of the neighbors, and the little zoom on that little point and shoot kind of came in really handy because you could. Oh, that's what that is. Okay. So it was kind of like having binoculars, but without binoculars. Because, people are kind of weirded out if you're staring at them and you've got these big old binoculars, but you hold a camera up and they just think you're taking pictures of, they don't know you're really aiming it at them, So even though the zoom lens sticks out, way far, but yeah. So it was funny. We had a good time. Love to laugh. Lewis says, "Got to watch out for those gremlins," right? I'm not really sure who, because I live alone, so I'm not really sure who snuck in and packed all these extra clothes. I'm gonna deny it. So it had to be gremlins, right? Lewis says, "Forced minimalism." Yes, yes, that is the perfect terminology for airplane travel. Forced minimalism, because when Oklahoma is not as populated as some of the other states. Okay, we have more open space in between big cities. Okay, and so you grow up and you drive to trips. Like when we went to Kansas City, we drove. Right, you can put as much luggage as you want to in that truck. Right, when I came to Florida, I drove. You can put as much luggage in there as you want to. I picked a kayak up on the way back. Right. So when you're flying, it's a completely, completely different world. And you're going to have to carry, unless you check your bag, which I don't think, I mean, I could check my bag again. I don't mind doing that. And especially on nonstop flights, I don't think I would recommend checking a bag if you're getting a connecting flight, or heaven forbid, if you're going on like a cruise the next day. Because if your bag doesn't make it, you're kind of stuck, right? And I don't know about you guys, but like, this is going to sound really stupid and kind of weird, but not all shorts fit me very well. And so I find a brand that I like, and I usually buy every color they have in that style. But they're few and far between. So I had gotten down to three pair of shorts. So when I got back, I actually went short shopping because now it's summer, and I found, because they don't make those anymore. I don't know why clothing manufacturers do this, but they change the cut of clothes. It seems like once every year or two. And so if you find something that fits you and it fits right, how you want it to fit you, you better buy everything they have, because it's not going to be around in another year or two. So the next summer, you're going to go, "Oh, I'd like to have a pair of those shorts and a khaki." Yeah, no, they don't make them anymore. It is so annoying, right? It's like they come out with this, "Oh, well, this year we're going to make everything mid-waist." Okay, that's fine. I'm good with mid-waist. Well, now this year everything is high waist. Why? The people who bought the mid-waist are mid-waist people. Why are we now making high-waisted? Because these mid-waist people can't buy these high-waisted. So, yeah. So it's kind of a rant of mine trying to find, and this is not something that you can buy online. Now, you guys may be different. My son is not as particular about how his clothes fit as I am. Okay. You can't tell because I wear t-shirts a lot, but I want my bottoms to fit just so. They can't come up like high-waisted is basically up to my neck. Okay. I'm very short bodied, so high-waisted just does not work for me. They just have to fit just so. And so I did find a brand this year that actually fits like I would like them to. And yes, I bought every color they had. Now, some of them I will never wear. I wear white shorts maybe one time a summer, but I bought a pair of white because they fit. Yes. They had a pair of stripe. Can't imagine what I would wear with, I mean, you'd have to wear like a solid shirt with striped shorts. Not really my style, but they fit. So guess what's in there's a pair of striped shorts in there. So yeah, I don't know why clothing manufacturers do that, but I'll get off my soapbox now because yeah. Lewis says, what would you leave behind and what did you enjoy bringing? Um, well, I think I would work on my math a little bit better. Now, I will always take 2 spare pair of underwear. Always. Okay, because you just never know what's going to happen. So, and they're little, so they just fit anywhere. I don't know. I took a hoodie, one, because I didn't know what the weather was going to be like. I didn't know what the airplane was going to be like. I actually took that in my backpack in case I got cold on the plane, which I didn't. So I ended up not using the hoodie at all. But I don't know that I would go without one just because you never know. And I hate being cold. So yeah, I think I would still take a hoodie. Maybe a thinner one, because that one was like one of the heavier ones. But it is summertime. So I guess packing in summer versus winter would also differ, because it's much colder in the winter. And it would depend on where you're going too. I mean, if I'm coming to Canada in the wintertime, I'm obviously not going to pack shorts, but going to Las Vegas in the summertime, maybe not pack so many jeans. So I ended up wearing jeans 3 days and shorts 4 days, I think. So Lewis says, let's see how that works. Roy says, teach those gremlins to carry the bag for you, right? If I could identify the gremlins, I would. Yes. Scott says, iPhone users here. What model are you using? My iPhone 7 just died. So I ordered an 11. Came out in 2019. So interestingly enough, my phone is not in here right now, but mine is the 13 mini. And I upgraded from the 2nd gen SE because the 13 mini was the last mini that they were going to make. And you can't even find it now. So my son had an iPhone 8 and he refuses to put a case on it. Absolutely refuses. And he finally broke it. And he's had it for several years. And so we just upgraded him to a regular size 13. I don't know why we went the 13 over the 11. I don't know that there was any real reason other than it wasn't horribly expensive and like it wasn't near the price of a 15 or a 15 Pro or a 15 Pro Max or they have so many different names. But personally, I have small hands. Very small hands. I like a small phone. Big phones don't fit in small hands and you tend to drop them. So I like the 13 mini. I like the SE because it was small. My son has big hands, so the 13 fits absolutely fine in his hand. It fits in his pocket. He's tickled with it. So, yeah, I don't, but I rock the 13 mini and I probably won't, upgrade until maybe they come out with another small phone because the 15 it's just too big. And I have no reason to upgrade. The reason I upgrade to the SE 2nd gen from the SE 1st gen is I bought a truck that has a QI charger in it. And the 1st gen SE didn't have QI charging capabilities and the 2nd gen did. I don't ever use that, ever. Like, I have a cable that goes from under the dash, and it's routed under the dash, and it comes up to where my phone mount is, and I can just plug it in. So I never use the QI charger, but I do have one. Came with the truck. So Mookie says the Great Waste War of 2024. It's not just 2024, Mookie. They don't do this with men's. At least I have not. I don't shop really in men's too much unless I'm shopping for my son. But I haven't noticed that they have like low rise, mid rise, high waist in men's, but in women's, and they do this so often. It's really annoying. It'll be like the year of the low waist, or what do they call it? They don't even call it low. No, well, it's like a what do they call it? A short rise, low rise, low rise. Those look good on 12-year-olds. Okay, nobody over 40 should wear a low rise waisted pants. Okay, I'm not sure about the high rise. When you're short waisted, like my legs are fairly long, but I have no torso. It's very, very short, which makes backpacks a challenge. Because most backpacks are made for a normal size torso. But it also makes finding clothes that fit kind of a challenge. And so why these clothing manufacturers think, okay, well, we sold 15 million pair of these shorts. Let's change it up. Why? Why would you do that? Bad business. Bad business. Lewis is saying, thank you for sharing your joy with us. I will get off my soapbox now about the clothing war thing, because yeah, that's just I don't buy. That's one of the reasons I don't buy clothes that often. And then when I do, and it's been a couple of years, they've changed how they fit. Yeah. So I'm very hard. Like my son likes to buy me a couple pair of jeans for Christmas, but I'm very hard to buy for, because if they don't still make the same thing that I've worn for 20 years, you can't just order a pair of jeans and they fit. So yeah, he can buy me a backpack. Lewis says too many iPhones, from the X to the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Yes, that's see those Pro Max phones, and I know I'm a huge fan that they've gone to the USB-C charger, because I hate the lightning charger. I hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. Okay? Everything in my life should be USB-C. Standardize it. Just make it easy on me. But they don't. And I have learned to accept that. Not one of my cameras uses the same batteries, so I have a different charger for every single camera. I've learned to accept that. So I get it, but I'm so glad Apple finally saw the light and went with the USB-C. Whether they were forced into it or not, I really don't care. I'm just glad they finally switched over. So, Liz says you're killing me tonight. Well, I try to entertain. You know what I'm saying? Roy says, when I buy clothes, I find them and buy 6 to 12 at a time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I completely 100% agree with that mentality. Okay. If you find something that fits, buy every single color they have, right? Because they're not going to make it next year. It'll be just cut a little bit thinner, or there'll be just something a little bit different. Now, I really, you guys will have to tell me if they do the same thing with men's clothes, because I don't really see that. They have men's polo shirts. They have the same polo shirts year after year after year. I don't really know that they mess with the cut and stuff on them. But women's, it's a continual thing. It's like, let's just drive the women insane. Why not? Right? And so at some point, I'm very tempted. I won't, but I'm very tempted to just wear a muumuu. Then who cares? Y'all can do your high-waisted, your low-waisted, your... I'm in a muumuu. I don't care. Maybe when I'm 80. That'll be my thing. Is when I'm 80, I'll start wearing muumuus. Roy says, Europe forced Apple into USB-C. Yes, I had heard that. And, oh well, get with the program. This is 2024. Why are we still using Lightning? Yeah, so I'm happy. I don't know all the specifics. Okay, but I'm happy that they came around. So now I probably won't get an iPhone 15 for probably 10 years because I'm going to use my 13 mini until it just won't turn on anymore. Because Apple doesn't make a phone that small anymore. And I don't think they have any plans of making a phone that small. Now, if they did, if they came out with an iPhone 16 mini, I'm there. Sign me up. But these 15 Max and Max Pro and all that, they're just getting bigger and bigger. I don't want to carry a tablet. Hold a tablet up to my head. Hello? Hello? Yeah, where you have to have, these hands are not made for a 15 Max phone. Just not going to happen. Love you, Sly. Thank you. Love you too, Lewis. Roy says, I just hate shopping. Well, okay. I'm kind of there with you, Roy. I hate trying clothes on. Okay. So I love going on vacation and you buy it like St. Louis. Bought this at St. Louis, right? So I love going on vacation because I get a t-shirt from wherever I go. That's my wardrobe. Okay. Um, I don't really care too much. It's a t-shirt. It's more about what it says than how it fits. But as far as my pants and my shorts, yeah, I am kind of picky. Scott says, when I find anything I like, I buy 2 or more, not just clothing. I kind of have that same affliction, Scott. Yeah, in fact, I just got it because of the color. So, Alpaka, I just told you they were having a really big sale. I don't know if it's still going on. But I get like early notifications because I buy so much from them. So you guys have seen my flight sling. Why they call this a flight sling, I don't know. I did take it with me to Las Vegas, but I didn't really use it on the flight because I had this ginormous backpack, right? So yeah, I didn't really get this out and use it. But supposedly that's why they made this, was like specifically for travel. So whatever. But at the time I bought this, it was only available in the green and the black. I'm not I know the 3 bags I just showed you were all black, and I'm not a huge fan of the black, but that's the only color they come in. So what are you gonna do? I think they come in like this green color, but I'm not a huge fan of this either. It's okay. But I was thinking with the black, I could put like, I don't know, something to make it more colorful or something, like zipper pulls in orange or yellow, or I don't know, something. They came out with more colors for the flight sling. And I do love this bag. Okay. This is like probably my favorite of my sling bags. It's one of them. I have a few. They came out with it in the blue, green, blue. So yes, I understand when you finally find something you like of buying it in multiple colors because yes. And I do. I love, love, love this bag. And blue is kind of my color. So I had to have, when they came out with the blue, I had to have the blue. So I get it. Moo, moo, moo. Not a good idea for work. No, no. But when I'm 80, if I'm still working, shoot me. Please. If I'm still working at 80, I got more problems than wearing a moo. Trust me. Roy says Apple likes Lightning because it gets money from all the OEM makers. USB is open source. Yes. Well, it's annoying. You have to have a special cable. So it just makes one more cable for me to carry because all of my stuff, um, like I have a bunch of these power banks. Not, I mean, this is an Anchor, but I have that Basius is probably my favorite. But it's quite a bit bigger. But they're all USB-C. And so if my phone charged with USB-C, I would just have to carry one cable. Not the case. So I have like all these bags with different cables and what have you. The probably the most annoying one, even more so than the Lightning. I don't know if you can even see this. I think it's called a micro. Get it over where you can not see my face. Yeah. Now you can see my hands real good, but not the cable. Okay. Yeah. Where it's like bigger on the bottom than it is on the top. Uh, this is probably the most annoying because I don't have very many of these. So I try to keep up with that one a little bit more. But that charges my JBL speaker. So JBL, you need to get with the program too and start making everything USB-C. Lewis says 15 Pro non-Pro Max is actually quite small. 15 Pro, not the Pro Max, is actually quite small. It's still bigger than my 13 mini. So, one thing my son noticed was from his iPhone 8, it had rounded sides, and his 13 is a square. So it was a little thicker phone. Scott says, I like the small phones too. I'm not going to love the new big phones. Maybe I should get this. So there's a lot of us in this room, but probably not Mr. Lazuka. Mr. Lazuka, have you ever seen a rotary dial phone? Yes. Now I know a lot of us in here have seen and I'm doing it again. I'm screaming at you. I am so sorry. A lot of us have used the push button phones. I mean, those aren't that out of date, really. But the rotary phones, where you had to dial a number and then wait for it to back and then dial back. So heaven forbid, if the number had a lot of threes, 2 3s and 4s in it, you were fine. But if it had a lot of 7 8s and 9s in it, you were there for a minute. Yeah, yeah. It took a minute. Of course, back then, I guess they were still 7 digits, but you didn't have to put area codes in, so it was a little bit nicer. Micro USB, castrator original USB. Yeah, my cameras have got something similar, but different. So even the cables for the cameras won't match up to that. Lewis says, look into adapters USB-C to Lightning for the Anchor battery. I have the same battery. Yes, I have them. And they're so tiny, I lose them a lot. Like, a lot. I think I bought, they come in a package of 3. Get them on Amazon. They're like $8. They're not expensive. But I think I have bought 5 or 6 packages, And I could not tell you where one of those adapters is right now. So somewhere floating around in the Netherlands is 15 or more adapters because they're so small. I'm pretty sure I don't eat them at night, but perhaps. Roy says, I hate phones. They keep going off and making a funny noise. Yes. Although, I love him for this. I don't know how he did it. I couldn't possibly undo it if I tried. I wouldn't want to. My son took my phone and he set it up to where if you're not in my phone, like you're not in my contacts, it won't ring through. Is that not brilliant? Now, do I miss some calls? Possibly, because I don't have voicemail set up either. Mainly because I don't know how to set voicemail up, but baby steps, okay? So he set this up because I was getting 40 to 50 spam calls a day, and I sleep during the day. So, yeah, that was like I would just turn my phone off. And then the kids couldn't reach me, and, you know, it was just kind of a bad thing. So now, from 8:30 to 4, it only will ring through if you've got a star by your name, okay? Which is my 2 children. They're the only ones that have a star by their name. After 4:30, you have to be in my contact list for it to ring through. Brilliant. It's brilliant. I didn't know iPhones could do that, but it's brilliant. I don't know how he did it. I don't want him to undo it because I love that. Yeah. So if you call and I don't answer and I don't know that you called, it's because you're not in my contact list. So there. It's a very elite group. Yeah. It's not. Lewis says, I have them in my house, but they're for collectors. Okay. I have them in my house, but they're for collectors. My parents buy them the rotary phone. Yes. Yes, they are. They had a princess model, which you picked up, and it was maybe that wide and about that long. And you picked it up and you had to dial and dial. And then they had the old desk type models that you just picked up the receiver and you dialed on the desktop. Either way, you were tethered by a cord. Mini, micro, or both awful USB. Yes, mini and micro. Yes, they are. They're horrible. Lewis says, I can't help you there with losing the adapters. Check the gremlins. See, I do. I have gremlins in this house. They put extra shirts in my suitcase. They take adapters, apparently by the handfuls. What happens is I'm like an Einstein when my desk is concerned. And so eventually it will get too much even for me. And so I take a box, or I have this like cart back behind me, and I will like put everything in the box, clean the desk off, and then I forget where I put the box. Yeah. So somewhere I'm going to find all these, and they're not big boxes. They're little. But I'm going to find all these boxes, and they're going to have all this wonderful stuff in it. It'll be like Christmas time. Yep, that's what I'm counting on. Either that, or should I like die in my sleep and my children have to clean my house out? They're going to find all these boxes and think that their mother was a lunatic. That's always a possibility, but they already have a hint, so it's okay. Lewis says, Sly, have you tried a mist diffusion filter on your camera? I have not. I do have a polarizing filter. Not sold on it. And I do have a variable ND filter. The variable ND filter I do like better. The polarizing filter, I haven't found that much of a use for it. Let's put it that way. So I'm not 100% sold on that one. But the variable ND filter I do like. because it's kind of like sunglasses for your camera. And so, you don't always need like the strongest sunglasses. Sometimes you just need a little bit because that sun's a little bit bright. So I do like that one. But and they fit like my lenses are different sizes. So I got the one for the 15 to 45, but it doesn't fit the 11 to 22. I'd have to get an adapter or get another filter that would fit that. So back in the day when I was shooting film, all of my cameras had all my lenses had a UV filter on them, and I mean that's fine. I in my mind it was protecting the lens, but I kind of have gotten away from that a little bit, and I really couldn't tell you why. But yeah, I don't use them as much now. Polarizer filter I want to try. I did too. And you really can't just try one. You have to buy one and then try it out. And if you don't like it, you're just, oh well. So I bought both at the same time. And I do like the ND filter better. So now I think the polarizing filter would be great, especially like around water. Because like when you're fishing and stuff, you want polarized sunglasses. But for the type of shots I take, I didn't find it to be that much of a plus. Let's put it that way. Roy says variable ND filters are just 2-time polarizers stacked. Well, okay. They do seem to work better. So maybe I just need another polarizing filter to screw onto the first one, and then I'd be happy with it. But would it be variable? Because some days, like when I was out in Las Vegas, some days were kind of overcast, and then some days were just, you are entering the center of the sun. It was so bright, and just being outside, I took my friend shopping several times, and we went to the casino several times, and just from walking from the car to the store or the casino or whatever, I got a little bit of a tan. So, yeah, it was, it came in handy out there. Polarized filters are mostly for outdoor use. Yes. But I don't know. I just like the ND filter better. I think people are in one camp or the other. Maybe. Like I could see a use for a polarizing filter. I just don't take pictures that often around where I would use them. So if I am around water, I have an action camera, not my other camera. So in film days, UV filters helped underexpose in string light. Helped underexpose in string light. Well, I had them on every lens I owned. More of as a protection to protect the lens. I think I possibly have one on this one. I don't know why, because it never moves off the tripod, but who knows. I don't think I have one on the 15 to 45s. I probably should, because I have 3 of them. They just keep sending me ones with every new camera I buy. So, which they did have the M200 on sale again, and I started to get one, and I didn't, because I really couldn't justify it. But $350 for a camera is pretty cheap. And I do that Capital One shopping thing, and they said Amazon had the Osmo 4 on sale for $100 off, but when I clicked on it, it wasn't. So maybe I clicked on it too late. Not sure. Variable ND for video and CPL for still shooters. Okay. Okay. Well, since most of what I do is video, then that's probably why I like the ND filter. The M200, do you recommend it, Sly? Absolutely. Um, that's what you're watching right now. So when you compare it side by side, I do have the 20, I think it's the 22 prime on it right now. When you compare it side by side with, and this other one is like, hang on just a second, it's like not where it's supposed to be. Turn over here. When you compare it with, now I'm gonna switch cameras. Okay, so when you compare it with this camera, I think this camera is a little warmer, even though they're both set on the same settings. Okay, I think this camera is just a little bit better of a picture when you compare them side by side. Okay, but if you are watching this camera the whole time, it's fine. And this camera is way cheaper than the other. It's like half the price of the other camera. So, yes, I do hugely recommend the M200. However, it did take me quite a while to figure out how to set it to the same settings as the M6, because the it's almost like they don't want you to get into the menu. So you kind of have to. I don't remember everything I had to do because I've only done it, I think, twice. But you really have to work at getting into the menu. So when you first turn it on, it'll ask you, your date and all that good stuff. But when you first turn it on, it'll ask you, are you shooting photographs or videos? And then I think it asks you if you're shooting indoors or outdoors. And that's all it wants to set. You push those and you're done. Okay? Getting into the menu requires a little more finesse. So I figured it out, but it took me way longer than it should have. Yeah. Liz says, I want the Osmo 4. I have no complaints with this camera. I have it. No, there'll be a case. This thing goes everywhere with me, everywhere, and it's easy to use. I don't think it's getting scratched up yet. I probably should put a protector on the lens, but I think you can unscrew these. Yes, so you can unscrew and replace them. But yeah, this thing goes everywhere because it's not that it is that much greater than the original Osmo, but you don't need a microphone. So, I have all these microphones and I have not found, and I've done test after test after test, and I have not found any that sound better than the onboard mic. Like, it's got a place to plug it in, and it's USB-C. Woohoo! But I have tried the Hollyland, the Deity, I tried the Ulanzi, the DJI microphone. None of them. I even have a couple of just like little shotgun mics, like that, tried to set on top. I have tried every mic I have, and in every single situation, the onboard mic sounds better. So you don't need a mic with the Osmo 4. Now, it's the exact opposite with the original. You definitely need a mic. So the onboard mic sounds okay. I'll give it about a 60. But any of the mics that I tried with it improved the sound. All of the mics I tried with it improved the sound. So with the original Osmo, you do need a mic. With the 4, you do not. So there is that. But it's also, now I got, as I throw things, I got the I think it's called the Adventure. because it came with 2 extra batteries and a charging case. And that's $100 right there. So, um, but I wanted just from experience with the originals, I have like 8 extra batteries for those things. I have a charger that charges 3 at a time, and because I use them on the kayak front and back, I go through a lot of batteries. So I wanted the 4 to have extra batteries. But honestly, it does get hot. The originals don't. So I probably will never use the 4 on the kayak. I will use the originals. Because those things are on all day, out in the hot sun. The only time they shut off is when the battery dies. And I pull over, change out the battery, turn them right back on. And I think they run for a little bit over an hour. Um, and I've got, one runner front and back, and we don't go out and kayak when it's cold or cool or rainy, or so it's always hot sun, and they do phenomenal. I've never had them overheat, and this one I did have overheat at Christmas. So um, in at Christmas inside, it was not like hot inside, and it was just sitting there just recording, and it did actually overheat. So yeah, there's that. David, how is the Vindo sling bag holding up? I'm thinking about getting one. If I could make a suggestion, I do really like the Vindo, but bear with me for just a minute. I think it's just right around the corner. It is. Hang on 1 second. Okay, this is the Hunterson. Hunterson? Yes, the Hunterson sling bag. I like this way better than the Vindo. I do like the Vindo, but I like this one like 3 times better, right? It's got one of those fidlock strap thingies, which I don't remember if the Vindo had one or not, to be honest with you. But yeah, this thing is just usually when I'm going to like casinos and stuff, I take this with me because it'll hold so much. It'll also hold a water bottle. Just happen to have one right here. I'm so glad you asked. Uh, it's got like these little strappy things. So there. And it's got magnets, so you can just hold a water bottle right there. It won't come out. So um, this one just has way more organization. It's just a nicer bag. So you might look at the Hunterson sling bag. I think I think price wise they're comparable. I want to say I don't really remember how much the Vendo cost, but it's a good bag. I do like it, but since I got the Hunterson, I like it better. So if that answers your question. So I don't use the Vendo anymore. But yeah. So guys, I think we're heading towards that 2 hour mark. Lewis, I don't know how you keep it to an hour. You do such a good job, young man. That yeah, I just take off on these rambles and rants and everything, and. So I am looking for the perfect like carry-on duffel. So when I find it, I'll let you guys know. Right now, I'm kind of leaning towards the LL Bean, but I'm not 100% sold on it yet. So the jury's still out, that kind of thing. But we will do this again next week. And David, by the way, if I didn't say it, thank you for coming in tonight. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Let's see what we're up to here. Oh, 9 watching, 8 thumbs up. Woohoo! But yeah, I think I'm gonna turn it in. I've got what is tomorrow? Friday? Yes. Oh, yes, I get my little man tomorrow, so I'm terribly thrilled about that. But I've got an exciting weekend kind of planned for us. So I hope he has a good time. I'm going to take him on play dates, so I'm hoping he has a good time. But because he does like his video games, and so playing with other kids versus playing video games, he may want to just come home and play video games. So we went to the Ren Fair last weekend, and he wanted to come home and play games. So, but he had a good time. It was hot. He was made a knight. We went through a quest at the Ren Fair, and he got knighted by the Queen, which was kind of cool. So it was a good time. But I will see everybody next Thursday. Have a great week. Y'all, don't forget Father's Day is coming up. Okay. We had to give mothers their due. Now you have to give fathers their due. So be on the lookout and surprise your dad with something really awesome if you still got a dad. And if not, if you are the dad and you are the one getting the gifts, give your kids some ideas of something to get for you, because my experience, dads are very hard to buy for. If they want something, they just go get it, right? So give your kids an idea of something to get you. And that, oh, I don't need anything. I don't want anything. Yes, you do. Let them show their appreciation and say thank you. So until next week, friends, y'all have a great week, and I will see you next week. Good night.